Hello there guys, and welcome to another one of my real life range tests. Today we are going to take the Audi e-tron out for a spin. So before we set out, let's look at the car for a little bit. This is it. What we're looking at over here is a e-tron S-Line package model with the big battery, the 86.5 kilowatt hour battery, and in 55 quattro spec. Now what that means is we have two electric motors inside, under the sheet metal, one for the front axle, one for the rear axle. So we have all-wheel drive, that's why the car has the quattro name, and we have 408 horsepower and 664 newton meters of torque. Basically you have two 204 horsepower motors on this car, one for each axle. The color is called Antigua Blue and it looks absolutely brilliant. I don't know if my camera is doing it any justice. What you can also notice is that we have those digital side mirrors people were raving about when they first came out, and let me tell you, this is not the first time I'm driving a car with cameras instead of rear view mirrors, and it's not really pleasant. I know it takes a while to get used to them. People keep telling me that just wait for a while to get used to them, but I've been driving cars with this system for a while and I still don't like it. At least not the one from Audi. I think the one from Honda works better. And this is the rear, and I love the lights Audi does on all of its models. They look absolutely brilliant. This is the model and the spec. So let's take a look inside real quick. These are the rear seats. So as I said, we have the S-Line package with leather and Alcantara right in the middle. Looks great. Let's hop in the front. There we go. Typical Audi business. Now we are going to do the usual range test. If you follow me, if you have followed me for a while, you probably already know how I do my range tests. Basically, I drive the car around town for 100 kilometers. Then I hop on the highway and a couple of B roads to see how the car does. At the moment, we have nearly 100% state of charge, and the car shows an estimated range of 277 kilometers. Ignore the short-term memory because I had the car stopped for a long time because I had some business all around it to take some photos and the likes. What we're gonna do is we're gonna reset that short trip memory. So we are going to erase the long-term memory, and then we are going to drive for 100 kilometers around town. Now I need to mention the fact that the car is going to be doing an uphill struggle because the exterior temperature is 3 degrees Celsius, so it's pretty cold, and we are also running on winter tires. So that's going to affect the range. As you can already tell, the car shows 277 kilometers of range, where the official ratings according to WLTP, the testing cycle, should be around 420 kilometers. So quite far off. We'll see how the car does during this kind of weather. What I'm going to do now is set off around town, do 100 kilometers around town with breaks in between in order to allow the car to cool off and reheat again. I'm not going to take longer trips, and I'm going to use it as I use my daily car. I'm not going to cut on any creature comforts. The temperature will stay at 22 degrees. I'm not going to use eco mode or anything like that. I'm just going to use the car normally to see what kind of range we get. I'm sure I could get better numbers if I cut on some creature comforts, if I drive in eco mode and don't let the car cool down too much, but that's not the point of these tests. I'm not looking to get the best possible result. I'm trying to get realistic estimates. So with that said, let's set off. Welcome to the second day of range testing in real life, the Audi e-tron, this time in 55 quattro, guys. So I just finished the inner city loop. I covered 108.2 kilometers. So let's take a look at the kind of results we got. So as you can see, we have an average of 29.6 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers covered at an average speed of 23 kilometers per hour, and after nearly 5 hours of driving around town. I should make a couple of mentions. The exterior temperature does seem to have increased today, but I only covered about 20 kilometers today. The rest of it I did last night, and it was really cold with negative temperatures. So far we still have some charge in the battery left, and it wasn't easy to do this test because it was really cold and I really didn't feel like going outside. So right now we still have 58% charge in the battery, and we are going to head off outside the city limits. I should also mention that the car is wearing Continental winter tires, so they really don't help out in terms of range because they are rated in terms of energy efficiency in class C, if I'm not mistaken. So that's also playing a role. So 29.6, according to my calculations, considering the battery has a net capacity of 86.5 kilowatt hours, that should give you a range of about 300 kilometers in these conditions around town, which actually is not bad, and it really matches up to the BMW iX50, which is basically this car's main rival. Now we're going to set off outside the city limit on a couple of B roads, then we're going to hop on the highway to see just how efficient this car is. I will do a update as soon as we finish the B road section. Time for a new status update. We just finished the B-road section. Let's take a look at the results before they change anymore. So we covered about 45 kilometers at an average speed of 75, but it dropped now because we pulled over, and the energy consumption was 22.5 kilowatt hours, not 22.3. As I said, it dropped a bit after we pulled over to shoot this clip. We still have 45% of the battery left, and we're gonna hop on the highway next. So according to my calculations, considering the car has a usable battery capacity of about 86.5 kilowatt hours, the range in this type of traffic with that average speed should be around 384 kilometers with a full charge. Let's round it up to 400. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. The WLTP rating says 420 kilometers, so that's good. The temperature did drop a bit. It's 7.5 degrees now compared to 10 degrees when we left, but it's still rather warm, and the car was already warmed up when we set off. The one issue that will take a big toll in this whole equation will be the tires. We have winter tires on the car. They are Continental tires, but they still are not as efficient as a summer tire would be. Now we're gonna head on the highway and see what the car does in that sort of traffic and at 130 kilometers an hour. I just finished the highway range test. Let's see what we got. So the numbers changed just slightly after I pulled off the highway. The speed was an average of 130 kilometers an hour, and the energy consumption was 27.3, not 27.4. So as you can see, I covered nearly 50 kilometers and I did it in 25 minutes, and we still have about 26% of the battery left. Therefore, considering the car has a battery that has a usable capacity of 86.5 kilowatt hours, and considering the energy consumption was 27.3, I say you could get about 320 kilometers of range out of this car on the highway with winter tires and at 7.5 degrees Celsius. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Few people will actually be able to cover 300 kilometers without stopping, even on the highway. So I think for longer trips, this car is rather good. That's it concerning the range test of the Audi e-tron Quattro 55 or Audi e-tron 55 Quattro. In the winter time, you will find a table with all my range consumption tests, my real life range tests, in the description below, and it includes a sportback version of this car tested during the summer. So it will be interesting to compare those two. That said, don't forget to like, share, and of course subscribe if you like this video. And until next time, don't forget to feed your passions. Ciao.